Hey guys, welcome to our garden. I wanted to give you a tour today because it is the end of July 2021 and this time of year is my favorite time in the garden. Everything is green, it's producing, it's blooming, it's really quite magical in here. So I'm going to show you around and show you what we planted this year. To start, we put in 4 lilacs along this west face of the garden, and these hopefully will create a hedge in years to come and really block the winds because we live in Ellensburg, Washington, which is super windy. So we're looking forward to watching those grow. Come on in. So this deer fence is original to the house from when we bought it. We have a ton of deer here, so everything we grow is really inside here. Otherwise it gets hammered by the deer. So this year we put in 4 of these helianthus. They are Monrovia's Sunbelievable sunflowers, and they are a really fun pop of kind of old-fashioned yellow quaint flowers. Each of these plants is supposed to give us 1,000 blooms, and they have just constantly been blooming. So those have been a really fun addition this year. This is a zucchini. I put one in last year right here and it did really well. So I did it again. Last year I got a lot of powdery mildew, so I've been really working on not getting too much water on the leaves, and so far so good. Back here we have grapes. So along the whole border of the deer fence are these mature grapes that a previous owner put in, and those have done so well for us in years past. We did cut back a few years ago, like really cut them back really severely and I thought they might not come back, but lo and behold, they are like weeds and they just grow and grow and grow, and we're constantly pulling them out of the trees, and they're, you know, growing across the string lights that we have hanging. So they are really fun though. They give a really nice green kind of border edge to the garden. So we have our main hangout space outside is actually here in the garden too. This lounger is basically where my kids live also all summer long. They're sliding down that thing. And then we have the couch and the chairs, and this is where we spend a lot of evenings in the summer. And the patio is bordered by 2 fruit trees. Previous owner put these in too. This is pears, and I love these pears. We'll probably pull them off at the end of August. In years past, we've kind of struggled with some pests on the leaves, but I talked to our gardening group here in town, and they recommended just gathering all the leaves at the end of the year and throwing them away, not mixing them with anything else, not composting them. And so that has actually really helped, and this year it is relatively bug-free. This tree over here is a cherry, and we're just finally done with the cherry harvest. I say harvest. We harvested a few. The birds harvest like the majority of our cherries, and they make quite a mess because they, you know, sit up high on there and they drop down bits of fruit and pits and just kind of make a mess over there. So the cherries are good. The few we do get are really good. So this year I put in 3 raised beds of vegetables. This is kind of the perennials, the herbs. This is a rhubarb. I don't know if a rhubarb is classified as a fruit or a vegetable, come to think of it, but this was outside the gate last year, outside of the garden, and our chickens just hammered it. So it was just a tiny little thing, and we put it in here. We didn't know if it'd survive, but obviously it loves it in here. So this is kind of a fun, we're excited to have rhubarb here in years to come. A lot of herbs, and then I put in some jalapenos in that willow pyramid. I am going to link that in the description because every time I show the garden I get asked about that. And if you guys have any other questions, I am going to link a blog post where we go through everything, and that's going to be in the description below too. This bed right here, I've got cherry tomatoes in each of these pyramids. Garrett's mom actually starts those for us because she is so sweet and she is so good at gardening. So this is a red cherry tomato. That one's an orange one. This is another helianthus, the Monrovia's Sunbelievable sunflower. It kind of exploded right here, and I just love the pop of yellow in the middle of the garden. We also have zinnias back here, and then there is a sweet green pepper I'm trying this year too. And I just top dressed all of these. Garrett's mom is also really good at compost making. She makes the best compost. So she gave me enough to top dress all of these beds. So Garrett's mom also is really good at making compost, and she just gave me enough compost to top dress all of these beds. So there is a nice layer of, you know, kind of thick layer of compost on the top of these. So in like next year, hopefully these beds are doing even better. The last bed of vegetables is our greens, like our kale. We have lettuce. I put the basil in over here because it does not like the full sun, so this is kind of a little bit of a shady spot. And these greens are doing awesome. Garrett's mom actually started most of these for me too. But Garrett, the reason they're doing so good, I think, is because Garrett made me this absolutely gorgeous garden bed cover, and it has kept out pests. Before, I was getting birds and whatever else eating all of our lettuce and making kind of a mess of it. So now we finally have nice looking lettuce because Garrett built me this. And there is a separate post and video on how he built that, so I will link that in the description below as well. So this year I really wanted to put in a lot of flowers, so I did 3 garden beds with all flowers for cutting. This is dahlias. I think I put in like 20 different dahlia types in here, so that should be really fun. Those usually come up around the end of August for me, so I'm still waiting on those. This is my last of the helianthus plants, the Monrovia's Unbelievable Sunflowers. And then this bed, well, you can see these massively tall cosmos. They're kind of going wild. But I put in cosmos. I'm going to link all of the other, or I'm going to list all of the other types of flowers in here in a blog post, and I'll link that below. But so far, one of my favorites is this Clarkia. I haven't grown this before, but I just think it's the prettiest, these really bright pink flowers. And we put in a few of these pots right here too. These are just kind of fun flower pots. The top, I put snapdragons in, and then I can't remember what the other 2 are, but they're just kind of a nice filler, and they kind of hang down, which I like. This is another type of tomato Garrett's mom gave me. It's a little bit bigger variety. And it's kind of funny because the leaves curl and it looks like it's dry, but it's not. That's how it's supposed to be. And you can see it's nice and full of tomatoes. So we're looking forward to those. Some more flowers over here. And then my wild zinnias. I did not thin these when I put them in, and I know I should have, but it's so hard to actually like thin things, you know, when they're little. So the zinnias have taken over, but there's also snapdragon in there, Bulplarium, and I can't remember what else I put in here, but I will put that in the blog post. My 5-year-old put a pumpkin plant back here, and it's been doing really well. I love pumpkins. I think they're so whimsical and fun, but you know, they take up so much room. So we tried to plant it outside the garden, but obviously it wanted to come inside. So we are just trying to keep it along the edge here. You can see it's already actually has pumpkins hanging from the fence. So the kids will get to harvest those this fall and put together or carve their own pumpkins for Halloween. Let's see, we do keep a barbecue in here. This is just a charcoal. I love that, it's so cute because I don't mind it in the garden. We use that occasionally kind of for entertaining, or if we're out here. We also have a gas barbecue closer to the house, so we go back and forth. We have a giant farmhouse table here. Garrett and I actually built this like 10 years ago out of beams we got from a salvage store that we planed ourselves, and it's been an awesome table. It's just sturdy and it works really well. It's actually 9 feet long, so we can fit a ton of people under it, or on it. And then we also added this umbrella this year. I got this from Rejuvenation, and it's been such a godsend because it's been so hot and sunny, and this is really the only shade at the middle of the day in this entire garden. Let's see. Oh, the other thing Garrett made me that is so exciting is this stand for our Farmhouse Sink. We have had this sink for a really long time. We bought it off of Craigslist when we lived in Seattle, and we've planned to use it in multiple kitchen renovations we've done, and it just has never fit. So it finally found a home, and I couldn't be more excited to actually get to use this thing out here. So we can use it for cleaning produce, doing quick dishes, things like that. It's not completely finished yet. I'm thinking we'll probably put some hooks and a shelf and be able to store a few things out here too, but I'm just tickled with how awesome it is so far. And one more thing we added this year was a dinner bell. My great grandma always had a dinner bell, and I love the idea and the tradition of it. So I really wanted one for this space, and I found this oversized one at Rejuvenation. So we got that, and it is so loud you can hear it basically anywhere on the property. I'll ring it once for you guys right at the end here, but it will basically call our kids in from anywhere. We have about 3 acres, and they cannot hide from this bell. So that's our entire garden tour for July 2021. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. We will answer them or get back to you guys. And if you want more information, check out the Grit and Polish. We have all of our sources and things like that on the blog. Thanks for watching.